Boomstick Gaming's Weapons of the Year. These are my personal favorites that I shot, chucked, swung, or chopped. Enjoy. Deathloop's Heritage Gun gives you the best of both worlds, a close-range shotgun which can transform into a long-range rifle. It can also change to its alternate form faster if you do it immediately after a shot. Pretty cool. The M1851 Wolfsbane in Resident Evil Village is pretty much a standard revolver, but boy does this thing pack a punch. If you choose to actually use the precious ammo you have left for this thing, it's likely whatever you're aiming at is about to get absolutely annihilated. Earth Defense Force World Brothers Tempest AAA is the ultimate ability of this very unassuming jester character, which can call down a ridiculously slow-moving nuclear bomb. EDF. Bright Memory Infinite's handgun was a surprise when I picked it up, expecting it to be just another normal boring pistol that I never used. Turns out it shoots electric bullets and also has a mini grenade launcher slapped under the barrel, because why not? Valheim's freaking trees, dude. These giant lumbering lumbers likely squashed your own character quite a few times, but sometimes you get lucky and nature decides to kill your enemies for you.
The team is close to total destruction.
Zone captured.
There are many weapons in Halo Infinite that can do all kinds of things. Lock onto targets, inflame an area, bounce around walls, and disable vehicles, but nothing is quite as fun as a gigantic metal spike hurled into someone's face at 500 miles per hour. Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart has many weapons that could have appeared on this list, but instead of gimmicks, I preferred the simplistic raining of death from the black hole vortex. If the ammo-chewing barrage of bullets isn't enough already, your victims detonate into a mini spatial vortex, sending anyone nearby to an alternate dimension. Or maybe they just explode, I don't know. Ghost of Tsushima's Iki Island expansion gives your horse a massive buff, the charge ability. You can also horse drift while you're using this, which gives this mechanic very important style points. Far Cry 6's La Verita gun seems like a normal rifle at first, but if you combine it with this ultimate ability, it turns it into the game's version of a delete button. This can fire right through walls, shoot drivers straight out of tanks, and kill just about anything regardless of what is between you and it. Fist forged in Shadow Torch's drill weapon is more like a bladed vacuum cleaner. It can suck, push, and become a flurry of wind and metal. There are many things you can use to kill people in Chivalry 2, but none are quite as intimidating as throwing sweet delicious produce. Why does an apple deal 30 units of damage to a plated knight? Why not? You never tried it in real life, so you have no idea if that's not realistic. Call of Duty Vanguard's combat shotgun is a pretty normal weapon, but there's just something about the way this thing fires and the booming echo of its shots, which makes it joyful to kill things with. Aren't you glad we can all be psychopaths, but it's perfectly fine in video games? The full release version of Gunfire Reborn added this awesome ice spear weapon. You can throw out multiples of these which stay and spin on a surface while dealing light DPS, but you can also recall them all back like a boomerang, inflicting tons of damage to anyone they pass through.
Hear what I said. Follow me.
Why would you do that?
Using Hitman 3's wet floor signs as weapons not only is a comical way to smash someone in the face, but also simply removing these things can create an unmarked danger zone of slippage. Outrider's pump shotgun is a beast, rekindling that feeling of shotgunning targets to bits for the first time in Gears of War. This is a pretty basic weapon in Outriders, but it's one that's highly satisfying just because of the right up in your face gibbing. Monster Hunter Rise has 14 great weapons, but the hunting horn got the largest rework, making it crazy good. Its moveset is super satisfying, doing big wide sweeping blasts of damage or this cool guy guitar spin move. It takes two indeed, as one player saps targets with orange goo, while the other detonates all of them with a well-placed explosive. Tales of Arise gives you a fire-imbued sword that you pull out of a lady's chest. Doesn't get much more JRPG than that. And last but not least, Returnal's Dreadbound gun, which sends out shards that can only be refired once they hit something in return. The closer you get to the target, the drastically faster this thing can fire, making for the absolute perfect high-risk, high-reward playstyle. And that's it. Those are some of the most satisfying weapons from the year. Well, at least in my opinion. Let me know which ones were your favorites, and even if it's an older game that got an update with a new weapon this year, that counts, so consider those as well. Thanks for joining me for all this digital carnage today. This has been Alex, and I hope to see you around in the next upload as well.